And the running back is back, and I'm obsessed with it. And I was ahead of the curve on this, even with the quarterbacks and the receivers, and it's a passing league. I think once Saquon Barkley got that contract, leaving the Giants, going to Philadelphia a couple of years ago, having the greatest single season, regular season, postseason ever in the history of the NFL at the running back position, you had to zig. You had to zag. And Howie Roseman did that brilliantly on Saquon a couple of years ago, and I think it changed the game. We just saw Jeremiah Love go 3rd overall in the draft, right? You can always, when you look at running backs to win, weapons at the running back position. Drafting a running back who's out on 3rd down that doesn't exist anymore. The running back is better and hotter than ever. So it got us thinking. Let's rank the running backs. Oh, nice, easy assignment. 2026, who's the best running back? You could make the case for about 5 different guys, 6 different guys as the best running back. There is a surefire future Hall of Famer who I believe is going to have a brilliant year, who doesn't crack my list, and I'll explain it at the end, for 9 best running backs in the National Football League. Again, here's the criteria. Best running backs for 2026. So we could talk history, but it's what I think they're going to do and bring to the table and where they are right now for the 2026 season. My number 1 running back is Bijan Robinson. I think Bijan Robinson is absolutely sensational. He's electrifying, he's dominant, has unbelievable hands. He is a weapon. He just got paid, and rightly so. He's a touchdown machine. He's a defense's nightmare. And I want to make sure we stress this now on Bijan, because you can make a case. The Falcons have the worst quarterback situation in the NFL going into the season, if not the worst, one of the worst. So maybe teams might, play Bijan differently. I don't care. Bijan Robinson is going to do everything and anything for the Atlanta Falcons and be all about the sizzle and domination for Atlanta. He's the best running back in the NFL in 2026. Number 2, I thought about him for number 1, Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor was the best running back in the NFL last year before Daniel Jones got hurt. Riley Leonard became the quarterback, and then teams would ultimately know that there's only one person to stop on the Indianapolis Colts. Jonathan Taylor, I think, gets lost sometimes in the court of public opinion because he's a little bit of a throwback, right? Where and he has great hands, catches out of the backfield, makes plays in the passing attack, but he's a little bit more old school, compare and contrast to guys like Gibbs and CMC and James Cook and Bijan Robinson. But don't get it twisted. He got my vote last year, first team All-Pro at the running back position. Now that he got paid today, he's going to have a monster season. He's everything for the Indianapolis Colts. Daniel Jones on track to play. Jonathan Taylor, second best running back in the NFL for 2026. Number 3, Christian McCaffrey, CMC. Don't sleep on him. Christian McCaffrey is the most valuable, dominant, best player on a loaded San Francisco 49ers team. And he's healthy. I know injuries could always be a risk with him, but in Kyle Shanahan's offense, he is a dream. Hands, speed, grit, determination, athleticism, power, intelligence. He's got the whole thing. CMC is the 3rd best back. And I know I'm going to get some pushback from Lions fans and some fantasy football players, but I put CMC ahead of Jahmyr Gibbs. And I think Gibbs is going to have a monster season. And I think Jahmyr Gibbs now, as the unequivocally the number 1 running back and getting all the carries with David Montgomery left in the offseason, got that free agent deal in Houston. Look, you can make a case for Gibbs at number 1. That's how close and that's how competitive this thing is, right? I mean, and I wouldn't fight you. It's that close. I do kind of need to see Gibbs as that carry-the-mail guy now with Montgomery in Houston. I need to see him do it for a full season. I think that CMC is just a little bit more valuable to his team. So I'm going to put Gibbs number 4. And at number 5, and I consider him as high as number 2, Saquon Barkley. Jeff Stoutland's no longer coaching the offensive line, and that's the thing in Philly. But now the offensive line is healthy, something that was not the case for the Philadelphia Eagles last year. Look, maybe Saquon Barkley doesn't get the numbers that we saw a couple of years ago when they won the Super Bowl. Obviously, they have some new weapons on offense. There are concerns about Jalen Hurts. Saquon Barkley is always a superstar. I think he's the 5th best running back in the NFL for this year. Number 6, James Cook. Jimbo, as I like to call him in Buffalo. James Cook, let him cook. He does everything. And when you start talking about weapons for Josh Allen, you know, I really think that James Cook is the number one weapon, not DJ Moore, who you know I'm obsessed with, not Dalton Kincaid, who I'm obsessed with, or anyone else. Listen, I think sometimes James Cook can get lost in the sauce because you can make the case that the best runner on the Buffalo Bills is Josh Allen. I love that we have the still shot of him catching it out of the backfield. He's fantastic. Hard-nosed runner. He's a throwback in a lot of ways. James Cook, number 6. Number 7, Devon Achane. And you could make the case he's too low. Like, this doesn't even feel right to me. It shows you the depth and the talent here at the running back position. I think there's a shot, because they got rid of Waddle, new great running quarterback, smart quarterback in Malik Willis. He might, not have the numbers this year because teams are going to just be geared up to stop the run. But it went noted that the new brass in Miami, their top priority, and they're breaking it down to build it back up smart in Miami. They made sure Devon Achane got paid. Devon Achane is an absolute, just a rock'em sock'em home run hitter at the running back position. 7th best running back in the NFL for 2026. Number 8, Breece Hall. I think Breece Hall is fantastic, and I think the Jets deserve a lot of credit for getting ahead of the curve and all these other running backs getting paid. The Jets paid Breece Hall because they know what they have. And Breece Hall is tough as nails. The offensive line for the Jets is very underrated. It's very good. Breece Hall has really great hands. Last year, what could go wrong went wrong for the Jets. Don't forget about Breece Hall, who he is and what he brings to the table as a versatile, dominant back at the running back position. Number 9, this might be controversial, Ashton Jeanty. I think Ashton Jeanty got screwed last year by Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll's kid was coaching the offensive line. The quarterback play was atrocious. He had nowhere to run. I know it's training camp, but everyone is, raving about how Jeanty looks. They signed Linderbaum, the best center in the NFL, in the offseason. They now have a real head coach and play caller in Clint Kubiak. Brock Bowers is back. Kirk Cousins is the quarterback for now. It'll be Mendoza. It's going to let Ashton Jeanty just absolutely pop off. I loved when they picked him 5th overall. I loved him at Boise State. I think he is going to have a monster season. Now, that's my Schein 9. If my last name rhymed with 10, you would see Derrick Henry. And I want to sit here and stress this. I think Derrick Henry is a first ballot Hall of Famer. And I'm sure he would take this list and he would stiff arm it, right? And he's still tough and he's still powerful and he's still physical. He's also getting a little bit long in the tooth. So I still think he's going to have a monster year, but I do want to acknowledge that Derrick Henry would have been next on the list. Listen, I have quipped on numerous occasions that I feel like I loved Kenneth Walker more than the Seahawks loved Kenneth Walker. And, he was the Super Bowl MVP, and obviously he goes to Kansas City in the offseason. I think Kenneth Walker is going to be awesome. Absolutely terrific. I think that Patrick Mahomes being healthy changes everything. I think that you look at the offensive line, it's very underrated in Kansas City. Walker was very close to making the list. And if I had guts, and I mean real guts, and I don't, I'm a weak human being. If I had guts, Jeremiah Love would have been on my list. Because I think Jeremiah Love, Offensive Rookie of the Year vibes. I think 3rd overall pick. Again, you start talking about what he did in Notre Dame, how it translates to the pros. I think he's going to be sensational. But listen, I'm sure there'll be no debate about this. The Schein 9 for the official list 2026, the NFL running backs ranked. I can't wait for your thoughts on this. Make sure you comment on the YouTube page at Schein Time. We're going to read them all. We're going to react to them. I can't wait for your feedback. I'm sure everyone's going to be in complete lockstep agreement with my list here on Schein Time.